Welcome to Cap TV. I'm your host, Kayla.
And I'm your host, Jesse.
Today on Cap TV, we will be talking with just a few of the many interesting people around campus. We'll talk about their lives before they got here at Capitol, as well as what brought them here.
We'll be right back after a short commercial break to talk to Professor Jim Higgins from the Communications Department here at Capitol.
Definitely know what it's like to feel alone.
I had no hope, and I didn't think that things would get better.
I struggled a lot with thoughts of suicide myself.
Speak up to anyone that you feel comfortable speaking to about those kind of issues.
If you can get through those rough times, the good times are really good times.
It might be bad now.
There are a whole lot bigger and better things that are waiting for you down the road.
It gets better.
It does get better.
I promise it does get better.
What up, I'm Will, play the bass. We're a jazz group, but we play everything from Miles Davis to Tom Morello.
Hi, I'm Madison. I play drums for the group. Not only do we play covers, but we also play original music.
Hey, I'm Danny. I play piano. We've played at benefits, restaurants, and jazz clubs, and we're open to play anywhere.
Hey, I'm Zach, and I play guitar. Check us out on Facebook for our schedule, booking contact, and music.
The Capitol University Rock Ensemble is in its 7th season. It was founded by Dr. Mark Lockstamfer as kind of an alternative for the students who maybe didn't fit into our jazz combos, into big band, or into the choirs. So we're a fully functioning rock band. We can travel anywhere. We're singing everything from Jason Mraz to Grace Potter and the Nocturnals to Styx. So there's a little something for everyone. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to Cap TV. On tonight's show, we will be talking with some more interesting people around campus here at Capitol University.
Here beside us is Jim Higgins, a communications professor here at Capitol.
First though, congratulations on your second kid.
Thank you.
So, where are you from?
I was actually born in the Bronx, New York. We moved down to Florida when I was about 13, went to high school and college down there, and then ended up in the Air Force shortly after that, which landed me in Missouri, went to college in Missouri, and then ended up in Ohio.
So you've traveled a lot.
Yes, to the Midwest and the South.
So what brought you here at Capitol?
I was an adjunct instructor prior to becoming full-time, and I enjoyed the atmosphere at Capitol as well as the direction the program was going in. When the full-time position came open, I applied for it and was excited to join the Capitol faculty and staff and moving the EMF program forward into a new direction.
So is Capitol any different than what you expected it to be?
Not really. It's different than where I was prior to, where I was at a community college with a large range of students, specifically in age, to a more focused, smaller age range of students and smaller student population.
So where were you right before Capitol?
Columbus State Community College for 10 years.
Where did you attend college and what was your major?
I attended college for both my undergrad and graduate school at University of Central Missouri. My undergrad was in Bachelor of Science in Broadcasting and Film, and my graduate degree was a Master of Arts in Mass Communication focused on screenwriting and film study.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
What do you teach here at Capitol?
I'm mainly focused in the electronic media and film area. I teach the video courses. We'll be offering a broadcast kind of sound course, broadcast announcing next semester, but I'll also be teaching public speaking. I teach this semester Media and Society, and this summer I might be doing a film study course.
How do these classes differ from what you experienced at CSCC?
The main difference is the amount of work. Here we're much more intensive, our courses are much more intensive than they were at Columbus State. Due to the age range and the background of students there, I would have a student fresh out of high school and somebody who was in their late 50s trying to learn a new trade who had never touched a camera before, whereas the other student had a camera from the age of 3. So we weren't able to be as intensive either project-wise or software-wise due to that kind of disparaging range of student where we had to keep it more broad and kind of get everyone on the same page by the end of one class.
So do you enjoy working with students here at Capitol?
I do a lot. They're here for a very specific goal, a very specific reason. They seem more geared towards getting their degree within the time allotted.
So what other hobbies do you have besides teaching, of course?
My kids. I'd say that's a huge hobby, but I guess that's more of a job than it is a hobby. I also I'm an independent filmmaker as well. I spend a lot of time making short films, writing scripts. I also do martial arts, and I'm currently testing for my 3rd degree black belt.
Impressive. Wow. So what would you like to see happen here at Capitol in the future?
What I would like to see would be updating of some of the infrastructure. Internet speeds, things of that nature can be laggy at times. I think Capitol supports, from what I've seen, supports the program pretty well. We have some good faculty in Betsy Pike and Sharon Croft who support the program. I want to see it keep moving forward.
So what's your favorite part about teaching the students here at Capitol?
My favorite part about teaching the students at Capitol would be that when I talk, they tend to take out their notebook and take notes. I haven't had to repeat myself too many times, so that's kind of nice. And two, the willingness to learn. Students seem to come to class and want to learn and want to advance their skill set.
So I know you were talking about independent films a few minutes ago. How have they done, to the public? Has your public generally liked them? Or?
Yeah, the only thing I can say that the public usually doesn't like is I tend to do something, if I'm doing a horror type thing, I'll usually do something pretty horrific that will get people to say, no, that didn't just happen. One of the first ones I did in Ohio, my son, who's now 5, was 2 at the time, and I essentially killed him off, which a lot of people kind of groaned at. But all I did was take his little onesie and I stuffed cotton in it and poured fake blood on it and put it through the legs of the crib. But when that came up, after you hear a gunshot and then you see that, people are immediately like, no, what? Well, my son wasn't even in the room. He wasn't even around at that point in time. So, I would say things like that usually tend to get people to, I don't know, groan.
A little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Have you ever entered any of your films into any contests?
I have. I currently have 2 out right now to several festivals. One is called The Hidden, which we shot over that freak snowstorm in December, end of December, early January. We shot it over a 2-day period, and when we shot the first night, it dumped 4 inches of snow on us. So it was interesting getting people to want to even work on it the next day to complete it. So that one's out, and then one called The Vengeful, which was done as a part of the Mid-Ohio Filmmakers 3-day crime wave, which is kind of a little bit of a horror element to it with a serial killer.
So are you currently working on any new films?
I am. I'm working on a short science fiction film with an animator who worked on the Dirty Harry video game, which unfortunately never saw a release, but had me excited when they announced it. He's doing all of my CGI work on robots and spaceships. So we're doing kind of a short time travel movie, and then I'm doing a feature film next summer with 3 buddies who go camping, kind of in a vein of Deliverance. But I don't want to leak too many of those plot details.
That sounds pretty interesting. Would there be a place for me to watch these movies if I'd ever want to?
With the festival circuit, I try and avoid releasing anything online until after it's run the festival circuit. But I do have a YouTube channel as well as a Vimeo channel where you can see past work, and I like to cut trailers. I eventually get bored waiting to hear from festivals, so I'll start to cut trailers and do things like that, and those are available on it as well.
Have you received any awards for your short films?
I have. The one that I'm most proud of was through the Anti-Defamation League, where I received a honorable mention for doing a short on racism in small-town USA, where I went around and talked with white supremacist groups. While I was in college, there was some hate graffiti and things of that nature that was put up, and I thought it would be interesting to do. My girlfriend at the time, not so much. She was very much against it and didn't like that I was going to talk to these people, but it was an interesting kind of short documentary on looking at white supremacist groups.
So I've also heard that you were a serviceman in your past?
A serviceman? I was an airman. An airman, yes. I was in the Air Force for 4 years. Went in as pararescue and hurt my ankle, and then ended up being a phase inspector on the stealth bomber, B-2 stealth bomber. What we did there was take all the panels off the plane, inspect every inch of hydraulic line, electric line, engines, tires, you name it. Usually took about 3 to 4 weeks to inspect every inch of that plane.
So how do you think that experience has carried over to your teaching career?
Taught me to be obsessive compulsive in that, I was, going through that plane. It's a several billion-dollar plane. If you missed something, you would get in a lot of trouble. So you were over-analyzing every little thing, and I tend to do that when I look at either my scripts or my edits. I start to over-analyze and make sure that I'm picking the right shot. And then it transfers into the classroom too, and that with my students, I'll ask them, why was your focal length here versus here? Why did you pick this shot versus another shot? So that there's that rationale as to why we do what we do.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time
You're
here.
welcome.
Big thanks to Mr. Higgins for being here tonight. We will be taking a short break, so stay tuned for more CAP TV.
Three main areas comprise career development, and those are career planning, job and internship search, and graduate and professional school application. Some of the most popular services are reviewing resumes, choosing and changing majors, and finding internships and jobs. You can find us on the second floor of Blackmore Library. Our drop-in hours are posted there, and you can make an appointment too. Most of our resources, including our contact information, are available on our website. We help you figure out what you want to do, and then we help you do it.
Academic success is devoted to helping students be as academically successful here at Capital as they can be. We provide a wide range of academic support services, including math tutoring, science tutoring, writing center, and then subject area tutoring. We're easy to find. We're right here on the second floor of the library, and they can get more information by either calling us at 236-6327, emailing us at academicsuccess@capital.edu, or just simply going to our website, www.capital.edu/academic success.
Are you ready? Take your game to the next level with Capital University's Ultimate Disc Team. Have fun with great people while learning to compete at this ultimate sport. Come join us for late night pickup every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 10 p.m. on Renner Lawn. All skill levels are welcome. Catch it with CU Disc.
Tonight on CAP TV, we have been talking to some of the interesting people around campus and finding out a little bit more about their roles in the university.
With us today is Annette Short, the Associate Director of the IT Department here at Capital University.
So, where are you from?
Amazingly, I am born and raised here in Columbus, Ohio. Went to Johnson Park as a junior high, went to Eastmore, and so just kind of here in Columbus.
What college did you attend?
For undergrad, I went to The Ohio State University, and then for master's program, I went to Bellevue University.
So what was your major in college?
For undergrad, my major was telecommunications, electronic media. And my graduate program, I studied security management, which is under the umbrella of Homeland Security.
How were the classes back then compared to now?
Amazingly, they're kind of similar a little bit. Of course, the technology has changed a lot. When I was going to school, we still had word processors and typewriters, and so now, everything is just kind of, digital, and it's a better teaching and learning environment, I think.
So did your plans change at all from what you initially wanted to do when you went into college?
Yes, they did. I wanted to be a pediatrician. That was my goal, and applied for a couple of programs around Columbus, out of Columbus. And then when I saw basically how much it was going to cost me and how long it was going to take me to do this, I kind of copped out and just took an easier route. So yeah, my plans did change.
That's understandable.
What type of hobbies do you have?
My hobbies, I like to travel a lot, like to read books, and sometimes I just like quiet time. I mean, I kind of hang out with friends. We kind of go out to different places, entertainment. So my life is kind of boring.
So do you volunteer anywhere?
Yes, I do. I volunteer and work with the Central Ohio Rescue and Restore Coalition. It is an anti-human trafficking organization under the Salvation Army.
So how do you get involved in that?
That's kind of interesting. I think for me, I kept hearing this buzzword of human trafficking. Didn't know exactly what that was, but I kept seeing it, and a lot of stories in the media kind of involved around that. So I just kind of started reading up on it and researching it. And it just so happened I was having lunch with some friends, and they were going to a seminar on human trafficking. So that's basically how I got into it. I went to a seminar, met Michelle Hanna, who is over Central Ohio Rescue and Restore, and kind of volunteered to work with them to, to fight human trafficking.
What has been your favorite experience in volunteering?
I would say the stories. When you are a part of the organization, you're invited to participate in some of the meetings, and in those meetings, there's like 60 different organizations in Ohio that come together, and some of that includes law enforcement. So with me having the security background and hearing some of the law enforcement stories of how they actually put things into play as far as if they are going to go out that evening and look for a suspect or look for a girl that maybe is lost or they can't find her. It's just kind of interesting to kind of see how they can bring all of those elements together.
So what would you like to see happen here at Capitol in the future?
In the future, as far as technology?
Technology-wise or anything-wise, just in general.
I probably would like to see the internet get a little bit faster for you guys.
Yeah.
Probably I'd like to see more teaching labs. I know there's a shortage of labs or teaching labs. There's a lot of classes now that kind of work around having a computer in front of you. And although a lot of students bring their own laptops, a lot of times you have problems that can emerge from that. So it's kind of nice just to have a room full of computers they can get on and then they can kind of learn, and that's part of that teaching and learning initiative. Those are basically it, just everything to work efficiently, for everybody to get along, of course, and, just to meet new friends and embrace the influx of diversity that's coming into the university. So those are some of the things that I would love to see.
So what role do you play in the IT department?
My role, I have a team, and my team consists of desktop support personnel. I have the help desk personnel, I have the networking personnel, I have classrooms. So all of those elements fall under my umbrella. So my job basically is to ensure that all of these teams work together to keep everything up and running within the university, go to a slew of meetings, eat lots of food that are both good and bad, put on weight, and and basically engage with upper administration to be a part of any initiatives that come forth from different departments. Maybe it might be facilities or having meetings with the provost about your curriculum. So it's kind of a little bit of everything, jack of all trades.
So overall, would you say it's very fulfilling to know that you're able to help like all these students here with their technology problems, even though I can assure you that it can probably be hectic at times?
Yes, very hectic at times. I think our busiest times are at the beginning of the fall semester, just trying to complete a lot of projects before the students get back on campus, and then dealing with the issues that bring your own device kind of brings with it, because with every device comes some element that it won't work right within our environment. So it's kind of challenging and fun at the same time because you get to learn new things, and it changes constantly with upgrades and systems. I think recently Apple did the iOS 7, and that kind of brought a lot of the network down to its knees because everybody was trying to upgrade all at the same time, and all of those resources were being used all at the same time. So it was interesting to kind of watch and then connect with other universities to find out what they were doing for that issue. So all we could do was just kind of wait until everybody got through it, but that was interesting.
So what is something that you wish you would have done before you went into college? Like, now that you look back, is there anything that you wish you would have changed?
I won't say change. There's some things that I wish I had taken advantage of. I wish I had taken advantage of study abroad programs. When I was coming through college, they didn't have an abundance of them. Now they do, and so now when I see it, I get really jealous because I'm just like, I really wish I would have taken advantage of that, because I would have loved to, embrace that culture and get that experience.
Well, thank you so much for your time with us. We will be taking a quick break and then returning with one more interesting person that just so happens to be a student here at Capitol.
Are you tired of lugging your turntable around just so you can listen to your favorite music? You're in luck. Capital University's chapter of the Audio Engineering Society is converting your old vinyl, tapes, and more into digital formats that you can take with you wherever you go. We use professional level equipment to preserve the sound quality of your collection while turning it into a much more manageable size. So let the AES digitize your library. We'll promise it'll still sound just as good. Contact nlockwu at capital.edu for more information.
Welcome back to Cap TV. During the break, we brought in our last guest, Brandon Briscoe. He is an economics major here at Capital.
So where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And what is your major?
I'm an economics major.
You're a freshman?
Yes.
So what brought you here to Capital?
Actually, I have a friend who's also from Pittsburgh who goes to Capital University currently. She's a junior. Her name is Dana Sky, and she's a TV broadcasting major. And she inspired me to check out the school, and I checked it out, and I loved it so much, so I applied.
So what do you plan to do as a career like after college?
With my degree in economics, I want to go to into three fields, either the business, the law, or the government field, and any occupation in any of those fields I would be very content with.
So does Capital University's law school interest you at all?
Yes, of course. I've been checking it out, see what the requirements are and what the benefits are of Capital University's law school, so I've been doing a lot of research with that.
That's great.
That's awesome. So what is something people wouldn't know about you just by looking at you?
Since I was 4, I've been playing sports, basketball. Since I was 4, I've been acting, dancing, singing, and I also play the piano.
So what was your orientation experience like here at Capital?
My orientation experience, it was very fun. Met a lot of new people that used a lot of diversity. I'm back at home, I wasn't used to a lot of diversity, but coming out to Capital, especially during orientation week, there was a lot of diversity, a lot of new people. It was very fun, and I enjoyed the atmosphere during orientation week.
So what organizations have you joined since coming to Capital?
I'm currently on the Capital's track and field team. I'm a member of the Ebony Brotherhood Association. I'm a historian of Capital University's Gospel Choir, and I'm also freshman representative of the Students for Advancement of African American Culture.
You do a lot.
Yeah. What made you decide to do so much and join all these organizations?
I'm a very audacious person. I like to be involved in everything, just so I can be continue building up versatility. I was involved in a lot in high school as well, so I just love getting involved and getting my name out there and just having a good reputation and people knowing who I am.
Do you think college has changed you in any way?
Yes, it has. I think through this whole college experience, I'm getting closer to identifying who I am as a person, not just as a student, but as a person as a whole. So through my classes, my teachers, and my peers, they're truly helping me to get through where I want to go and who I want to be as a person. So it's changed me a lot.
So what do you think are some of the best and worst parts of college?
I think the best part of college is, for me, is just getting in the classroom, meeting new people, trying new things. I would say the worst part, I think it's personally just me, but I have some really early classes and I have trouble getting up. But that's just me personally, but I still get up to go do what I have to do, but that's not necessarily a worst part that's bad about Capital.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that.
Yeah, I think that I'm just like everybody else.
So I know that I've heard that in college you make a bunch of lifelong friends. I have personally already, I believe. Have you made any lifelong friends that you can see yourself being friends with?
Of course. A lot of people I'm in my organizations, a lot of people on the track and field team I've come to know, and I think they'll be lifelong friends for a long time. I still think I have a longer way to go, and I'll continue to progress and find more people that will influence and inspire my life in so many ways and will become my friends for a very long time.
So what do you hope to accomplish here at Capital?
I hope to graduate with a degree in economics, just to hit the dean's list every semester, all 8 semesters, and just to make a prolific mark. And I want people to know who Brandon Briscoe is. I want everybody to know who I am.
I can read the same way. So what would you say is the biggest difference between high school courses and college courses?
College courses, I think college courses, you have the ability to try something you never tried before, in an interesting way. Because in high school, there were a lot of required courses you had to take, but now in college, you're able to go wherever you want to go, whatever you're interested in, whether it's TV and media or government or anything. You have a full control of your destiny and where you want to go.
So do you have any internship plans for the future?
Yes, for next summer I'll be interning at the Heinz Endowment in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which is a nonprofit organization. I actually interned there over the summer, and I was a philanthropy intern where I made RFPs, which are requests for proposals, which is grant making for the city of Pittsburgh to make it more sustainable, grant money to other nonprofit organizations to create a project that will just make Pittsburgh a better place and more sustainable.
So with all these different activities that you do and like all these plans that you have, how do you stay organized?
Well, I mean, sleep is a main factor, and but I never really had problems with organizing anything. I just feel like it's just a smooth. You just have to get used to it. You just have to just be able to buckle up and just do what you have to do. I feel like there's nothing you can't handle there's just nothing you can handle in any strong or any difficult situation, whether it's academically or athletically or just extracurricular. You're able to do whatever you want, and you can achieve it just as long as you have the 110% to do it.
So do you have any advice for students who would like to join organizations here at Capitol?
Yes, of course. I would say if you want to join organizations or just get your name out, just begin meeting new people, start networking and getting your name out, telling people who you are. Make a resume and just give it to any faculty on campus and just get people to know who you are, because that will begin to grow as you are internally, and you will find to know who you are as a person in the long run.
So what keeps you motivated to keep on wanting to accomplish more and more?
I think the fact that I have to graduate from college keeps me motivated, and my family, my peers, a lot of people on campus are pushing me, which I like to be pushed and like to take a challenge. I think just beating the odds. Graduating, getting through college is a tough challenge, but it's not doesn't mean that you're not able to complete it. So I believe that the fact that when graduating college and being successful and just keep imagining what I want to do with my life just keeps me motivated and energized with my life and what I want to do.
So how do you like living at Capitol?
I enjoy it. Personally, for my residence hall, there's no air conditioning, so it's very hot. I enjoy the atmosphere a lot, the people I'm around every day. This is a very warm and welcoming environment.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
On tonight's show, we've talked to some interesting people around campus and learned a little bit more about them and their experiences they've encountered during their time at Capitol University. Thanks to our guests Jim Higgins, Annette Short, and Brandon Briscoe. We hope that you enjoyed finding out a little more about the interesting people we have around Capitol. That's it for Cap TV. I'm Kayla.
And I'm Jesse. See you next week.